Relax.
Oh, I know, but we're just glad you're back.
Miss you.
I'm happy to be
gone.
back. I miss you guys. I miss the folks at home too.
So we're going to talk about that. Let us know your comments on this. It's been obviously the biggest talker on our Facebook page tonight. So
Because I thought when we originally talked about this, it wasn't really in our breakdown that it would be taxed.
Yeah, we weren't sure.
We weren't sure.
We were
but
saying
it
let's
didn't
wait and
look,
see.
But it didn't look like
Yeah,
there
there's
was
no
a big blinking light that, yes, for sure you're going to be taxed. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people thought, oh, okay, well, Indiana's going to be one of those states that doesn't.
Yeah.
And
And
Indiana
then-
is falling in line with states that are doing this.
Yeah, but apparently it's only a few states,
Right.
and people have mixed emotions about all of this from the
yeah,
from
they
the
do.
root to
Yeah.
the toot,
Oh, yeah, they do.
from the start to the end.
We're going to get into that. And then the most interesting story of the day, Anne Marie Tiernan discovered a profession. I didn't even know it was a thing, but
It's
there
a
are
thing.
people out there in Florida who are professional python hunters. And there's a woman from Indiana that does this for a living now.
Yeah, the Florida part doesn't shock me. It's the Indiana part that was really cool and a shocker. We'll explain that.
Yeah, it's a really, really interesting story. So if you don't like snakes, you may want to turn and find something else. But it is a really interesting story. We'll get to all that in a moment. But first, Angela's got our weather for us.
Could you feel it? A little bit of a change today.
Good.
It's still a little on the muggy side, but not nearly as muggy as it was over the weekend. And that will mean more comfort overnight as well. So dew points falling into the low 60s. That's where low temperatures will fall. So that muggy meter dropping. Upper 50s and low 60s forecast lows tonight. 60 in Lafayette and Kokomo, 59 in Muncie and Richmond, 61 in Shelbyville and Columbus. So pretty comfortable out the door for your Wednesday. Muggy meter will continue to drop. That's some good news, and we should be back into a little more sunshine tomorrow as well. We had quite the cloudy stretch over the holiday weekend, even into today, but we're back into full sunshine as we get into the next couple of afternoons. Thursday might be the pick of the week.
Wow.
58 at 8 a.m., 73 for lunch outside.
My goodness.
Mid 70s for dinner outside. It's going to be one of those days you're going to want to spend some time.
Your food will be hotter than the temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. We're going to start to think about sweatshirts. I guess that you ladies were talking
Oh, now
about that a
slow
little bit
down,
earlier.
Scott. Give me at least about 3 more weeks. I need 3 more weeks.
Right.
3 more weeks of just shorts and tank tops and
3,
no sweatshirts.
yes.
Okay.
I need to get to, if you could get me to October, I mean, I'll love you forever.
You know what? You're going to love us forever because we usually get a couple really nice warm weeks in October.
Oh, yeah, you're going
Okay.
to love that.
We
Fingers
really
crossed.
do.
Everything's crossed.
Yeah, no, we do. At least one nice 80-degree
point.
week in October.
Yeah,
so
those
we're
are
not
really
done.
pretty.
Okay.
Those are really pretty days. All right, we've got a lot of folks joining us across our social media platforms tonight at 10. Mary says, looks like the perfect weather, so hot here in Florida. So I guess Mary's dealing with heat and humidity
Hot
down
humid
in
down
Florida. Monica joining us tonight from Lafayette. Good to have you with us, Monica. We've got Teresa saying, yay for Thursday weather. So she's pretty happy about that. Teresa here in Indy. We've got Jeremy saying hello, Felicia and Angela.
What about Scott?
And Scott?
Yeah, you know, he's
You
got
didn't
his
make the cut?
favorites. I didn't. Jeremy, we still love you. We're still glad that you're with us tonight. Let's see, like Jeremy saying hello from Mooresville. We've got Scott saying hi, guys and gals. Teresa saying hi, friends. Liz back with us tonight.
Nice.
Saying,
Hey, Liz.
yeah, Liz, we've missed you, so good to have you back. All right, so we're going to get back to Angela in a moment, but the three of us do want to talk about this big story that really has dominated the social media platforms across Channel 13. It's what everybody wants to talk about, and that's this idea that Indiana is going to tax student debt relief as income. So just to recap, the federal government is forgiving up to $20,000 in student loans based on income criteria. So let's go ahead and talk taxes. So at the federal level, you probably won't have to pay anything. But at the state level, if you're here in Indiana, the state considers that forgiveness as income. So we have a graphic that we want to put on the screen. So, for instance, if you are going to have $10,000 of your loan forgiven, then for the state taxes you will owe, bing, $323 in state taxes. And then you've got to consider county taxes. So here in Marion County, that's $202. So, you know, you're up to $500, $525. And of course, as we mentioned here, that county tax will vary by county. So again, $525 in taxes here, and so we're very interested in what you have to say about that.
Like I said, I just feel like we were one of those states originally, and there was definitely the disclaimer, we don't know for sure yet, but it just feels like this is kind of out of the blue, like, oh, we can tax it? Okay, let's tax it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or is it written somewhere in the halls of the legislature that that is considered income? And
Right.
if you follow Bob Siegel, he had quite the interesting tweet.
Oh, yeah. I think he said, paraphrasing here, this is such an Indiana thing or something like that.
Right,
Yeah.
because businesses didn't get taxed on the
Right.
PPP, whatever that was during COVID.
Right.
None of that money was taxed that went to businesses and stuff like that. So why are we taxing, folks
He
that are...
and many others, go ahead and leave your comments in our comment section. He and many others are somewhat insinuating the fact that the everyday person, working person, is again being
Right.
taxed, and businesses not so much, which I am, of course, pro-business. But it seems hypocritical in the sense it's like we're gonna forgive this, but at the same time tax it, which one is federal and one is state, which is why this is happening. It's two different entities, but it's still a lot to wrap your head around.
Well, yeah, because it's a federal program, right?
Yes.
So I don't know why the state's involved at all.
And it's not like here's a $10,000 check. Hold on, before you cash it, I'm gonna scrape a little bit to the side for ourselves.
Right.
That's not how I believe it's gonna show up. I think people
It'll be
are just
after the
gonna
fact.
see it removed from their total balance. Maybe. We don't know. We still have yet to see. But I mean, it's not like I'm gonna hold a $10,000 check in my hand that I can give the government some, the
Right.
local government some.
Here was the Bob Siegel tweet that we referenced. This is so Indiana. The state is going to tax working class families for the $10,000 to $20,000 they'll get in student loan forgiveness, but chose not to tax businesses that got hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars in PPP loan forgiveness. So that was our chief investigative reporter, Bob Siegel.
Well, and that's why I feel like, is it a choice? Like, is the state deciding, like, all of a sudden, okay, we're going to do it? Like, there's no precedent for this,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I feel like it came out of nowhere.
So do we know when we were receiving all those checks? I wasn't here, and I'm not trying
During
to put
COVID.
anybody on the spot, but when we were receiving those payouts from the federal government, were those taxed?
Oh,
get
like the
taxed?
stimulus stuff?
Yeah, the stimulus checks.
That's a good
Good
question.
I
question.
feel like that wasn't, I don't
I
think
feel
it
like
was
we need Allison
federally.
Gormley here
I
to
know.
tell us
Yeah.
what's the
Bob
deal,
or
And
reporter
someone
Bob
at
Siegel.
home may know. We're having a conversation
Yeah.
here, so if you know, jump in. I don't think it was federally, but technically it does become income.
So,
and
right,
so
did
what
the-
stands out
Yeah.
about that versus this? And so,
Well, and
I
then
don't
the
know.
state just gave us money from the surplus
Right,
and
right.
gave
A lot
us
of right.
money from the gas tax, whatever.
and it's like,
whatever.
okay, why can't we use that then? It just seems like they gave money back, which I appreciate it, and that's
But
what.
did they tax that?
That's what GOP wants to do, is to be fiscally responsible and to show that they're putting money back in the hands of Hoosiers. But yeah, that's a good question. Was that taxed?
Yeah,
Well, and
so
will that be taxed
a lot of our
eventually?
viewers are weighing in. Liz, Teresa, Julie saying no, the stimulus was not taxed.
Okay.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's anyway.
that's not
what
I
they're
don't
considered
think it
income?
was.
that's what
Yeah.
they're all having to say. So. Ronald asked a
Interesting.
question: are other states taxing the forgiveness amount? It's my understanding that there are a few.
Some, yeah, some are, some are not.
Right. And, Anthony saying, let's see. So is this a way for Indiana to get some of the money back after the $650 given to its citizens? Anthony, I
know.
think that's a question a lot of people are asking tonight.
Yeah, because was it really in our tax code to begin with?
Right.
Or now that we're a week or two after the announcement going, sure, let's tax that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think they would have changed tax code that fast,
No,
but I
but
think
so-
it's
but is
definitely
it in
sliding
there?
into some fine print.
Right.
Right. So is there wiggle room in that tax code? Because I swear we interviewed somebody that didn't find it in our tax code.
Oh.
We'd have to go back at a couple of our shows.
I could have
whoever
been
did
on
that
vacation
story.
that day.
All right, so this is a story we want to continue to hear your comments on. Indiana, again, taxing student debt relief as income. All right, let's go ahead and push on and talk snakes.
More important
Is anybody a fan of snakes here?
No.
The three of us?
No.
Okay.
Hard no.
All right, yeah, that's a hard pass for all three of us. But there is a woman from Indiana who moved down to Florida because she loves snakes. And there's a big problem with these Burmese pythons in Florida. They are ruining the rest of the wildlife down there. Wait until you see the story that Anne Marie Tiernan found. Check this out.
Oh yeah, look at this one.
This is video from professional python hunter Amy Seeley. You can see her at work at night in the Florida Everglades.
There really wasn't any training involved in it. It's just kind of baptism by fire.
She's one of 100 pros hired by the state of Florida to eradicate a growing python population.
The Burmese pythons are an invasive species in Florida, meaning that they are not supposed to be here and they are causing harm to the ecosystem.
Siwi has an affinity for snakes, and when she learned what was happening in Florida, she really started to second guess her real estate career in Indiana.
I just had this feeling inside. I mean, it was the strongest feeling that I've ever had that I have to go and I have to do this. I have to be there. There's nothing I can do from Indiana that's going to help me become a python hunter.
She gave it a try on vacation and had success.
My first python I caught, it was a 10-footer. I was in flip-flops. I wasn't even hunting. And it was going across, a busy road. So I'm stopping traffic and I'm, grabbing this thing by the tail.
I got the head.
Siwi was hooked, moving to Florida, joining a group that has caught 15,000 pythons since 2017.
In the scheme of things, over 5 years, that's not a lot.
There are an estimated 1 to 300,000 invasive pythons in Florida right now. Her largest was a 17-footer, weighing 110 pounds.
I don't know that we can ever get ahead of this. The one thing that I will tell you is that it takes 3 years for a python to reach 10 feet, and it takes 200 mammals and birds to get it there. And these things live for 25 years. So literally every single python that we are taking out of the Everglades is saving the lives of hundreds of our native animals.
Along the way, she has gotten bit.
Just another day at work.
She also set up a side gig selling snakeskin belts and watch bands. Siwi says it all comes together in a way for her to be a best you.
The way that I look at this, in 20 years, I hope that we can say, yes, we've made a difference.
Good job. Good spot.
A professional python hunter. I have a feeling I might have bad dreams tonight about snakes.
and her hand being bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I can't, you couldn't pay me enough money.
No.
I give her a lot of credit because she's helping what is becoming a problem in Florida. These snakes are eating alligators. That's how big a problem it is down there. So they have these, and they have these competitions. She caught a 17-foot python.
I want to know where in Indiana she grew up in, because I feel like I got to go there, spend a week, and I'm going to come back a better person.
Yeah, she has grown up loving snakes, and she, grabs them with this bag, I guess, that once you put the bag over their head, it sort of, it confuses them, and then they don't bite, or I guess they sort of settle down, but 17-foot snake, that's
nice.
crazy, and they're hidden in the Florida Everglades?
I wouldn't want to be in the Everglades in the
at
dark.
night?
Even on a yacht,
Yeah.
let alone
Couldn't pay me enough
walking,
money.
looking
The
for snakes.
mosquitoes alone. The mosquitoes alone.
Yeah.
No,
Makes me itch.
I want to know where in Indiana she grew up. I feel like that's a place where they make real people. I got to go see it. I got to go see it. I spent 1 week. I won't be able to make it longer than a week there, but I
Yeah.
got to see what they're doing there.
All right, let's see. Olivia says these snakes will eat a person or try to do it. Wes says they would eat me, I'd run. So anyway, a lot of people are talking about the snakes tonight. So, all right, these snakes are gorgeous.
Okay.
So, yeah. I guess.
I can appreciate nature in a general term of nature. This is
Yeah.
what the universe our good Lord has made. I appreciate that.
When I went to Brazil on the Olympic trip, I went to the Amazon, and there was a little outpost there, and I got to hold a large snake.
Yeah.
But I assumed the thing was tame, or at least I was sort of.
I don't know if it
given
works
the-
like
I was
that.
led to
Yeah.
believe
I don't
that
know
the
if it works
snake.
like
Yeah,
that.
I was holding it, but I felt fine for the photo. And
Yeah.
I gave the
Yeah.
snake back.
I've had a few photos with snakes, and I'm like, I'm good. You know, yeah, I feel like I'm just always that person that feels like wild nature
Yeah.
should be left in the wild.
Wild, agreed.
And I know, and that's what she's doing, so that's a whole nother story. But when you see these people who are taking photos on trips and vacations,
Yeah.
and I'm sure we've all worked at news stations that's brought animals in that have been rescued, I just feel like a wild animal is always going to be a wild animal, and they should be in the wild.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm out.
It's crazy.
I'm out.
All right, so how's our weather tomorrow?
Weather is going to be a warm Wednesday, mix of sun and clouds, highs in the low 80s.
All right. I hope we don't have bad dreams about snakes tonight.
No, I'm thinking about that tax bill.
Okay, still thinking taxes. Continue to weigh in with your comments, and we hope to join you in 45 minutes over on Channel 13 for the news. Good night.